If they can do it, why can't you? If they can print money and devalue the currency, why can't you? What's stopping you from printing your own currency? Well, let me teach you a little bit about crypto mining. So currently I have a few mining rigs, and Ethereum is only going to be mineable for, I don't know how much longer. They said it was going to be early this year, but it keeps getting delayed, and that's going to be Ethereum 2.0. So as soon as that comes out, I will have to switch to mining some other currency. But I'm going to go into this video about how much I make and how much it costs, what the benefits are of it. My total mining rig costed about $6,500 roughly. So it's up to you to do that math and decide if it's something that's worth it for you. But I want to educate you and show you what's possible and show you that you can accomplish great things as long as you learn. I'm going to touch on the fact that there are two different types of cryptocurrencies. One of them is called a proof of stake, and one of them called a proof of work. Proof of stake we kind of went into where you lock up your coins for a period. Those coins help validate the network. Generally, you lock them up in a bigger pool. It's called a node, and that node acts like a server to help validate those transactions. And because cryptocurrency costs money to transact with, it also gives rewards to the people who help facilitate those transactions. Now, the second type is called proof of work. That's where you would have a big Bitcoin mining farm or Ethereum mining farm. Instead of having a node that validates the networks, it has a computer hashing these algorithms to validate the network, and in return it gets those rewards. So just two different types of ways to validate the network. This is how that crypto is able to stay decentralized, because there are people all over the world with mining farms and nodes and things that validate those networks and allow them to continue to grow. Likewise, if every computer on Earth was destroyed except for one that had mined Bitcoin, it would hold all the information for Bitcoin and the blockchain of Bitcoin. So it's valuable using the blockchain, using the proof of stake or proof of work, and there's a lot of money to be made if you are knowing what you're doing and getting involved on some of these things. So let me show you what I'm doing so far. So this website shows all the profits that I have, and it is called ethermine.org. So currently I have two working machines. My unpaid balance is $612. My estimated earnings per month is $391. This has been fairly consistent. It goes up and down with the Ethereum price because I am mining Ethereum. At the highest point per month, it was actually $2,800 per month. So depending on the network and the fees and everything that goes on will depend on how much money you get for these transactions or for validating the network. There has been an update called EIP 1559, and that one basically cut the rewards in half for miners. It hasn't been as profitable lately, but if I would have gotten into this a long time ago, then I would have just been collecting money each month. So these charts just show what my hash rate is. Your hash rate indicates what you're going to get paid out based on your hash rate. So I have two mining rigs. One of them is bringing me 190 to 181, and the other one is bringing me 116 to 120. That just basically says I have this much computing power and I can validate this much throughout the network, and I can solve this many blocks and equations and help the transactions go through. The reason that this is necessary is because once those blocks are solved and validated and put on the network, then new blocks can be solved and more things can be produced on the network. So essentially with a blockchain, you have each block holding all the data for everything that's ever happened on the blockchain, and so each time it has to get validated, but it's put into a blockchain to where it's not as complex, but it does get harder and harder over time, especially with more computers trying to solve those blocks and validate them on the network. So in terms of how much power I use per month, it's about $250. When it's summertime, those expenses are more. When it's winter, the expenses are less because it's heating my house, a portion of my house. The mining rigs are really hot. Your bills just fluctuate with how much AC you got to use or how much heat you got to use. All right, these are my babies here. This bottom mining rig holds 6 graphics cards, and it actually holds 7, but one of them burnt out, and that's just a loss there. Each one of these graphics cards costed me around $300 to $400. And sometimes if you can get a good deal on them, then you might get them for less. This top mining rig has 4 graphics cards. It does have the capability to do more, but the power does matter. You can't pull too much power out of one outlet. So this is my makeshift desk there. I have a fan pulling air out and a fan pushing air in to circulate the air. These bad boys get really hot. This room is kind of sealed off, and then in the summertime we will use AC machines. Now this is showing that one mining rig is plugged into one plug, and then another mining rig is plugged into the other plug. The reason being is you can't pull too much power off of one circuit, otherwise it'll just blow. So if you had the ability to create a money printer, would you do it? I would.